بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. So we're back with the fawaid taken from the books of and the works of Shaykh Al-Fawzān حفظه. In the second letter of Al-Usul al-Thalatha, the Shaykh says it is obligatory upon us تعلم ثلاث هذه المسائل, to learn three matters. Now the Shaykh here, this word تعلم, which we translate as learning, what does this actually mean? So the Shaykh, he says التعلم هنا معناه, the meaning of تعلم here, what does it mean? التلقي عن العلماء والحفظ والفهم والإدراك. It is to sit with the ulama and take directly from them. The ulama mean the scholars, and then to memorize and to understand and to comprehend and revise with the scholars. هذا هو التعلم. This is what it means by learning. ليس المراد مجرد, the meaning is not just free reading as they call it. This we do not call ta'allum. But ta'allum reality is taking the knowledge directly from the ulama, the people of knowledge, with memorizing it and understanding it and totally comprehending it. This is the correct ta'allum. As for just reading it or free reading, this is not enough when it comes to learning. Even though a student has to have his own reading, this has to be the case. However, this by itself is not enough. And it is not enough for you to just do that alone. And in fact, it is not allowed to study from books alone, especially in this day and age. Because learning just from books are very, very dangerous. By the way, I'm just translating it instead of reading the Arabic and the English. This is very, very dangerous. Why? Because there are a lot of wrong things that could come out due to this happening, and it could cause a lot of harm. Because the person who's ignorant and doesn't read at all, he knows he's ignorant, so he'll stop, he'll say I don't know. As for the person who thinks he's learnt and he thinks he's a scholar and he knows, then he will start making halal what Allah has made haram, and making haram what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made halal, and then he will speak about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala without knowledge. So this is a very, very important matter. So knowledge is not taken from the books directly, but rather it is taken from, rather the books are a wasa'il, they are a means. As for the true reality of knowledge, then this is only taken from the ulama. And this has been the case generation after generation, and books are just a means. And this is what the Shaykh Hafidhahullah said. So this is something very, very important. And the famous saying that the one who makes his books his teachers, he will make more mistakes than he makes those which are correct. So it's very, very important for us to go back to the ulama and learn directly from them, and not to just pick up a book and read by ourselves. And subhanAllah, I just remembered an incident which Shaykh Salih Al-Usaymi mentioned. And this is from those instances that made Shaykh Salih Al-Usaymi really laugh. There was a man who went onto TV, and he was not a scholar. He was educated in the worldly affairs, but then he got a bit too excited, and without studying with the ulama, he tried reading the books, the Islamic books. So he came along and he said, this book that we have, Sahih Bukhari, the person who wrote it isn't Muhammad ibn Ismail al-Bukhari. There's no person called Muhammad ibn Ismail al-Bukhari. There's no person called that. His name in fact was Jum'ah Bukhari. Jum'ah Bukhari. How did he deduce this? He picked out Sahih al-Bukhari, and at the front he says Jama'ahu. Jama'ahu means he compiled. Jama'ahu al-Bukhari. Bukhari compiled this. Jama'ahu means compiled, because he compiled all the different ahadith. He came along, instead of Jama'ahu, read it as Jum'ah Bukhari. So subhanAllah, and this made the Shaykh Salih Al-Usaymi laugh a lot. And as a fact, the book we're going through, Shaykh Salih Al-Fawzān, and I believe Shaykh Salih Al-Usaymi is also a student from Shaykh Salih Al-Fawzān, Hafidhahumullah. So this shows us how important it is to sit with the ulama and to learn from them and to have a teacher. If you cannot have direct access to an alim, at least you have a teacher, somebody who's strong in their knowledge. And exactly who to choose as a teacher, this is a topic for another time, bi'idhnillah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to allow us to act upon what has been said. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.